At many endurance rides, one or more of the control checks are often somewhere other than base camp. If so, you might want to put together a crew bag with some supplies you'll need. Location of the control points and other last-minute information will generally be discussed at the rider briefing, so make sure you attend. There are many different types of crew bags available, but you can also get by just fine with a zippered duffel bag or even a heavy-duty trash bag. Whichever type you choose, just like luggage at the airport, you'll want to add some sort of identification so that you can find it more easily. Here are a few things you might want to include. Start with feed for your horse. Many rides provide hay, mash, or carrots at the checks, but not all of them, so be sure to ask. Even if feed is provided, you might want to bring along a flake of your horse's favorite hay, as well as a small baggie or two of a concentrate feed. Because dehydration is always a concern, feed that soaks down into a wet mash rapidly is a good idea, but it's most important to bring what you know works for your horse. A small plastic feed pan or a dish pan works well for feeding sloppy mash. Bring along a small bucket to fill with water and have next to your horse as he eats. There will always be water troughs available at control checks, but you'll also want some water close by. Buckets can be clipped to your crew bag with small carabiner or a piece of string. Depending on the weather, you might want to bring along a blanket, a cooler, or even a rain sheet to keep your horse comfortable. At the very least, bring a large beach towel to put over his hindquarters in case it's cool and breezy. Your horse will probably be coming into the check sweaty, but he can get chilled in a hurry in cold or windy weather. If you think the weather might change, as it often does, pack some additional clothing for yourself as well. If you're not already carrying one on your saddle, bring along a sponge to help wash down your horse in hot weather. Some riders prefer a scoop made out of a cut-down plastic container. You might also want to pack a small hand towel or a brush. Endurance horses are notoriously itchy, and your horse will appreciate having the dried salt on his face scrubbed off. Most riders carry a horse boot of some sort with them on their saddle in case your horse loses a shoe in between checkpoints. There are several different types available on the market, and it's always a good idea to have a spare tire if you need one. Make sure that you've previously fit it to your horse so that you know it will go on easily when you need it to. At some rides, you'll need to untack your horse for the control check examination. Rather than putting your saddle into the dirt, bring a large, heavy-duty trash bag to spread on the ground. If you need more room, you can cut it open to double its size. Be sure to weigh down the edges so that it doesn't flap or blow away in windy weather. If you use electrolytes for your horse, pack refills or replacement syringes in your crew bag. Bring a bit extra in case you lose one along the trail. You'll also want a few supplies for minor tack repairs. This could include some nylon zip ties, a few nylon shoestrings to tie things together, duct tape, and a small multi-tool. A small first aid kit is also easy to pack. Good things to include would be Band-Aids and bandages, a roll of wrapping material, a triple antibiotic ointment, an antihistamine gel or pen in case a bee stings, some ibuprofen or Tylenol, any prescription medications you might need for yourself, and a small bottle of liquid bandage. Keep in mind that any drugs you're carrying are for human use only. Horses cannot be administered drugs while in competition, so if you think you have a problem, you need to take your horse to the control judges for help. Don't forget to bring along the items you'll need to keep yourself well hydrated and fueled. Many riders end up not completing a ride simply because they didn't eat or drink enough during the day. Pack some food for yourself that won't spoil without refrigeration and can withstand being thrown around a little, such as peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or some granola bars. Also bring refills for your water bottles, as ride management may not always provide water suitable for human consumption. Remind yourself throughout the day to eat before you're hungry and drink before you get thirsty. You'll feel a lot better and have a lot more fun if you do. Last but not least, you might want to pack a small bag with a few toiletries just to make yourself feel better during a long day. Sunscreen and chapstick are a must, plus some sort of anti-chafing product. Baby powder, Desitin, Body Clyde, and other similar products are all good choices. Baby wipes or a wash rag are useful for a quick cleanup of dust and grime, and bug repellent can be a godsend. Once you have your crew bag organized and packed, bring it with you to the ride meeting the night before your ride. The ride manager will announce where to leave it for transport out to the checks. When you arrive at the check, the bags will be in a conspicuous spot near the crewing area. When you're ready to leave the check, take your bag back to the same area. It's considered polite to load them directly into the vehicle that brought them to save the volunteers extra work. After the ride, the bags will be piled somewhere near the ride management area for you to pick up. It's usually not necessary to send enormous amounts of equipment with you out to the control checks, and a lot easier on the volunteers who have to transport it back and forth if you don't. Send what you need, but try to keep it compact and well secured, and have a great ride.